YouTube, welcome back to my channel. So today we're gonna get personal. Um, yeah. So my name is Liz, and I'm a clothes hoarder. And I'll leave the definition of hoarding down below. And pretty much it's having trouble or difficulty letting things go, and because you think you're gonna need them at some point. So you just hold on to a lot of stuff. For there's different things that people hoard. You guys have watched Hoarder Show, and you guys know how that goes. But I mean, I'm not saying it's extreme, but I definitely realize that I have that issue with clothes. So let me go back to my story. So, and how I became, how I started doing pretty much fashion videos. But if something starts affecting you in some way, then it is a problem. Okay, so I came from Kenya. I'm from East Africa, and I remember seeing my mom dress up, and she got us really dressed up nice anytime we were going to events, while I was growing up in Africa. So she was one of my style inspirations. I'm going to post a picture of my mom. To this day, she's like 70 something and still dressing. My older sister is also another style inspiration. And, so I literally, like, in general, like my whole family, I think we all love clothes. And me and my sister were talking the other day, and she was like, yeah, we all love clothes. We love to dress up. So that was kind of funny to me. Even my dad. Um, so growing up, seeing my mom dress up, seeing my sister dress up and stuff like that, I was really inspired. And I started having this love for clothes. And that's one of the reasons why my channel is about fashion. Um, when I moved to America, we didn't have much. We used to shop at Walmart. Well, I think it was Kmart at the time. Later on, Walmart and all that stuff to try to survive. So a lot of our clothes were from thrift stores, Kmart and stuff like that. And there were a few times, on top of being bullied or made fun of for being African, a lot of kids were mentioning our clothes. So while people were wearing like expensive tennis shoes, we were wearing like Kmart ones. And I think something happened to me where I was so bothered by that later on I told my dad, like when I was like 16, I was like, I'm going to get a job. And when I get a job, and I'm going to get to buy all the clothes that I want. I remember thinking that. And so I got my first job at 17. I was making like 1,000 a month, and I was only 17 and a half or so. And I started shopping. I mean, I was shopping like crazy. So that's also the time that I had my insecurities with high school and stuff on later on, and I didn't care too much about clothing, but something came back up when I got to college. I mean, I just was obsessed with clothes. And I also started applying for a lot of retail jobs, and they were giving me discounts, so I stocked up. And to this day, I can honestly tell you guys that I don't think I've really thrown away that many clothes. I've kept almost everything. And the last time I had to do and get rid of them is because there was a bed bug issue that we had. And literally, a lot of my clothes were eaten up and all this stuff that I had to let them go. So I think there's a problem if you can buy that many clothes over the years and not let go of anything. Um, and feel like, oh, I'm going to use them at some point. So I remember my college was next to the mall. And sometimes if you guys watch my old videos like 10 years ago, I would literally be, for example, I would be going to help with my knees. And when I was done, sometimes I would drop by the mall. When I was having breaks, like an hour break from my classes, I would take the bus that was near my school and go to the mall and go look around. And so it just became this thing. I find the malls, even to this day, malls are very relaxing for me. They kind of give me like a space where my mind relaxes, and I just look at clothes and I look at mannequins. And so it's a happiness. And people are like, oh my God, it's a mall. Who wants to walk around the mall? There's so many people. I do, I still do. So for a really long time, I noticed that I started just buying clothes, and sometimes I didn't know what I already had. Some things had tags. Even to this day, some things have tags in my closet. And, it bothers me. One of the issues that I know that it's affecting me is there's a clutter of clothes. And sometimes when I'm getting ready in the morning, there's so much stuff in the way because they're not organized properly. So I find myself just really anxious. And I'm like, I can't pull out my shirt because there's other ones. I'll show you a sample of an IKEA drawer, the third IKEA drawer that my husband got me that broke because I overstuffed it with so many clothes. And he was like, here we go again. So that's not normal. If you're not using stuff, why are you buying them? And if they still have tags on them, what are you doing? If you are not even aware of what you have because there's so much stuff, is there a problem with that, you know? And people will say, you know, it doesn't hurt anybody. What's the issue? It's an issue because I'm not organized as I would want to be. I'm organized with other things, but clothes, I've lost that battle. So my husband has brought it over and over, and he's like, okay, we're buying another shirt. And I'm like, yeah, I need it. It's a different shirt. And, or we go to the mall and he's like looking at me like, what are you looking at? Like my eyes are wandering through all the clothes. I'm like, oh, that's cute. That's cute. Like, instead of just walking out and to get groceries or whatever we went for. So the reason I'm doing this video is because maybe I feel like maybe you guys will hold me accountable in some way and maybe ask me how am I doing. Because this May or June, when my son is on summer break, I'm going to take the time to take out all my clothes out of my closet to see everything and decide what I'm going to sell, what I'm going to donate, what I'm going to give away, because it is time. I've been holding on to these clothes for so many years and I don't know what's going on. So for me, I think that when kids made fun of me, on top of making fun of me for being African, they made fun of my clothes. And so something in my head clicked and said, you'll never have to deal with that again. Once you have your own money and you can buy your stuff, you're going to buy clothes back to back, because people can make fun of everything else, but they're not going to make fun of my clothes. So over the years, that's what I've kind of been doing. It's like, it's like maybe caring what people think. So if they look at my clothes, they're not going to make fun of me for that. They're going to make fun of other things. And so I'm like, wow, you know, so it's hoarding has some other things going on. It's not just somebody wants to keep stuff or buy so much stuff or hold on to so much stuff. There's something else going on. The past year or so, I've done a little bit better from not buying things. And, you know, when you do YouTube videos, YouTube fashion videos, and justify why you need clothes. Like, I was like, I need to do a video, so I need to try on things. I need new things. And literally, the funniest thing was a lot of videos that I've done in the past 2 years or so were all the stuff from my closet. I never really bought much. If you guys look on my videos, on my shorts, a lot of the clothes are the same clothes that I used in different ways to style them. Because I forced myself to do that 2 years ago when I said, it's out of control. Yeah, so I just want to share that. Like, if you guys have tips on how to deal with hoarding clothes, you know, especially a lot of women out there, maybe men too, but it's definitely an issue, and I just need to let go of stuff and make room and really put my stuff in where I can see them so I can use them. I have enough. And that's one of my goals this summer, is to actually clean out my closet. And it's hard for me. I'm anxious about it, because to look at stuff and having to say, I don't need this one, I have to let this one go, it's going to be hard for me, because there's an attachment there that is crazy. But yeah. So, you know, I think sometimes, you know, doing videos is kind of been my justification for why I need the clothes, you know. But then I'm like, once a video is done, it's done, you know. Video with you guys. And I'll also show you guys I think I show you, well, so yeah, I've broken a few drawers. The racks in the closets I've broken a few times because they were overstuffed. So it's an issue. But yeah, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.